welcome back to Untitled-2 podcast. My name is Connor.
Oh, changing it up as well, are you?
No.
My name is Ash.
No. didn't like the adjustment you made last time.
Oh, this is Ash.
So I've got a few things to talk about, which is generally the idea when we start recording podcasts.
Generally,
Generally,
yeah.
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 Yeah. Did
Just
I say
like-
it wrong or something?
No, it's just like we're in the habit of changing things up, so we could just do a
Just
silent
come in
podcast.
yeah.
Let's do a very visual, we'll talk with our hands podcast and no words. Sign language.
Sure.
I don't know any sign language, carry on.
I know sign language. Just fuck you, that's it. No, fuck off. Anyway.
Carrying on.
Yeah, fuck me. I've lost it.
Should we start with a trophy update?
Oh, yeah, go for it, man. I haven't had a new one since God of War, which we already mentioned last time. But
Yeah, so God of War, last time we mentioned that. I have a platinum trophy from a game called Oxenfree.
I think I've played that. Is it like a weird, like, point and click type thing?
It's not point and click, but the layout is 2D.
Yeah, and you, like, explore screens.
Not screens, no. The game starts off basically you're on a boat with two guys, your friends, and like they'll talk to you, and you can choose what to say back to them and stuff like that. And you go into this island that's like 2 hours off, the main coast or something like that. Because there's a tradition where the teenagers go like at the end of the school year or something like that, when you've done all the exams or whatever, they go and have like a party there or something.
I don't think
On
this
the
is what I
beach.
was thinking of.
And anyway, you get there and you get told to pull out a radio and start tuning the dial until the controller vibrates and some weird thing goes on.
I've seen this, yeah.
And it's like you do it and then you get pulled into like this ghostly world or something like that. It was actually surprisingly very good and I really enjoyed playing
Yeah,
it.
it's celebrated as a really good indie
Yeah,
game.
well, I got it 'cause I didn't even know I had a fucking platinum. I just got it because I wanted to play it and I heard good things about it.
Yeah.
And then a trophy popped and I was like, oh yeah, let's check these fucking trophies out. So I saw there was a platinum and did my first playthrough blind, and then after that I checked the trophies out and I was like, all right. And then I played it a few more times to get all the trophies, and then the plat popped and I really enjoyed playing the game.
Cool, man. You didn't even mention it to me, so...
Yeah. Well, I've tried before, right, when we're doing the trophy updates, to keep one of a unexpected platinum to myself.
Yeah.
And then you're all like, oh, you've played so-and-so, I see. And I'm like, damn it.
Oh, I did see like a new game was on there, but
Yeah.
it hadn't updated to say you'd platted it, or... Oh, yeah, I can see it on there now. Oh, you're on 52 platinums?
Yeah, 52 now.
I'm on 25.
Yeah, I know. Good progress, though. Good progress.
Well, I put a hold on some of the easier plats, like Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff, because I wanted my 25th to be something impressive, and it was gonna be Mad Max, but then God of War came out, and
Yeah. I'm like 60% of the way through Mad Max's
I'm about
trophies.
40%.
Every time I play it, the longer I play it, the more I realise it's not a great game.
I'm starting to feel like that as well.
Yeah, it's
I think
very
this is about as
unpolished.
long as I played it the first time, and I played it the way I wanted to, which was sort of this therapeutic journey through the land, doing each salvage location one by one, and then each major location, and then finishing it off with the minefields, and then moving on to the next location, which is how I wanted to do it when I was playing it, but it's detrimental to the roadmap of the trophies to do it that way. So you're supposed to do story first, and upon hearing that, I've been focusing on story, and I'm just not... Like, I went on it the other night after finishing God of War, because I had like a couple of hours where I could play it, but I played it for about an hour and then just ended up talking about Infinity War with my sister instead of playing it. Just got really bored with it. I don't know. I want to finish it, but I think I need some time to cleanse my palate after God of War, because going from such an intense, continuous epic like God of War to a really slow, dry game like Mad Max, it just really emphasizes how boring it can be.
Right. Like I launched straight into Mad Max immediately after finishing God of War and getting the plat. And the difference in quality is so apparent. And I'm like, God. But this is actually the third time I've played Mad Max. The other two times, I think I got to Jeet's Stronghold and did a few shit for him and all did half the map, and that's both 2 times that's how far I got, and I was like, I'm not in this, which was a shame because I did enjoy up until that point. I did enjoy what I'd played. It's just other games got in the way, or just wasn't into it enough.
Yeah.
But now I've played it for such a long time, I'm starting to think those first few hours are like a honeymoon period where you proper into it and you think it's really good.
Yeah.
But then after that, all the flaws are apparent. For a start, I don't even know why they fucked around with a fuel system in that, because I've never run out of fuel since.
No, exactly.
On that first time where it was for the story, never once run out of that, unless it was for other story purposes, which I don't think there is.
I want to know which moron made the refuel and ignite buttons the same button. So if you just step the tiniest bit the wrong way, suddenly you're going to blow your car up and you need to throw the fucking canister miles away.
And we don't notice at first. It's like, why is it not? Oh my god, there's a flame!
So silly.
And I don't know, the cars handle like dog ass most of the time.
Yeah. Also, it's logical that you would go to the side of the car and then press square to start refueling, but you're supposed to go to the back. So the amount of times I've gone to the back side of the car, press square and then fucking ignited it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a lot of really awful things about it. For me, there's been so many fights where I've been fighting 10 dudes at a time, and 2 dudes have gone to hit me at the same time. And so I've got 2 parry prompts. Obviously, you can't block both of them, so he just chooses one of them and gets hit by the other.
I've not had that yet.
And half the time, he doesn't seem like he wants to parry or at all, so I'll just take the hit.
No, that there's a perfect parry system, and if you parry just a little bit too late, he'll block instead, and you'll lose your combo. Which is really annoying because there's challenges for building up combos.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I get the perfect parries quite a lot because I've got decent timing.
Yeah,
but other times I'll hit it the exact the same way I normally would, the exact same second, and it just doesn't do anything.
It's kind of like the game's not there's latency between you pressing the button and it actually.
I just think I think they were probably forced to push it out before it was ready. I reckon it could have.
Well, it came out around the same time as the film, didn't it? So that was
they were originally supposed
reason.
to be tied in together. But then Corey Barlog was involved in it at the start, but then he left. And so was what's his face, who did the Mad Max movies. But he left as well, so it ended up being its own little thing. But yeah, there's just so many things about the game which is fucking annoying. You get into a fight, you run over to a dude, you press the punch button, and he just punches the air next to him. He's like, yeah, because that's clearly what I fucking wanted to do. Game, punch the fucking wall next to him and not him. But yeah, the fucking cars are dog ass. You could be going literally 10 mile an hour around a bend, right? Because it's a tight bend and you want to slow down. Clip the fucking rock at all, and you just spin out, and you're like, whoa, fuck me.
One thing I'm struggling with when I play it at the moment is because I've been playing God of War, and the interact button is circle. Every time I want to interact with someone, I waste a shotgun shot, and I'm like, fuck. What if I come up across a fucking insignia and I need that shotgun bullet? I've just wasted.
Yeah. I did the same shit. There was a point where I'd never once stealthed anything in the game because it's not that sort of game. But it does give you a stealth button prompt to take out a person.
It never works. It never works. You get just close enough, you press it, and then turn around anyway.
Yeah. Well, I did it once, right?
It might as well be the alert enemy button.
When I went back to God of War back to Mad Max after God of War, I was like, right, I think I might try and stealth kill someone. So I crept on this one guy. It was perfect opportunity. He hadn't noticed me. I pressed circle and shotgunned him in the back, and I was like, fuck.
Are there challenges for stealth kills?
No.
Oh, good. I've noticed there's a challenge for gut shot, which I didn't even know you could do until the other day, so I've been trying to do that as much as possible.
You have to hold circle, don't you, for that? Yeah. I've done
It's
that.
got its own animation. I thought it was just shooting him from close range, but it does actually grab him and thrust the shotgun into his stomach.
The only reason I haven't got the platinum is because of that fucking trophy for the challenges, and it's counterintuitive. Most people want to, especially for me when I play a game like that, I do all the main missions in one area, and before I move on to the next area, I'll go around and finish up all the side objectives and collectibles and shit like that.
Yeah.
But you can't do it with this game, because if you do it, then you fucked yourself out of that one trophy where you have to do these non-repeating challenges. And I think out of those challenges now, I've got Wasteland missions challenges, which I will get through natural progression, because they're for destroy all sniper towers and stuff like that. Talk to all Wastelanders and stuff. Anyway. I've got 2 ground combat ones. One for filling the Fury meter in 10 seconds and killing 8 people in Fury, which I'm pretty sure I've done, but apparently I've not done.
8 people?
8 people in Fury mode. I'm sure I've done that.
Obviously you've done that. That's impossible not to do in the first part of the game.
Yeah.
Maybe it's your turn to get fucked out of a platinum by a glitch.
And then I've got the rest are all vehicle combat ones. So I've got one.
I avoid that. It's such a boring, drawn out process.
Tell me about it. Yeah, I've got one that's active at the moment for killing 15 people with the spikes on your car, which is annoying because I've got spikes all over the car. I can't upgrade it anymore, but they always manage to still latch on the car properly, perfectly fine. Like it has to be a very specific location where they jump.
Yeah, they're so useless.
I've done 4 out of 15. I've been trying for the past few days, and I just give up on it. And then the rest are for which I don't know how I'm going to do it. But the rest are for killing, like destroying one car in a certain Archangel. But in order to get the Archangels, you have to get like the highest engine upgrade.
I know how to do it.
Yeah?
I know how to do it. So, set your Archangel in the garage or whatever, set whatever Archangel you want, and then go to a Stronghold, pick the car you need to destroy, pull that one out, get out of it, and fire a flare so that he brings you the Archangel you're using, and then destroy the car with the Archangel.
So yeah, that's all the vehicle combat ones I've got left, basically.
Yeah.
Just kill.
That's going to be a bollock of a grind.
Destroy this many cars in this specific car and whatnot. But yeah. And then once I've done that, and the trophy pops, I think it should pop then, I'm going to go around and do all the camps.
That's the thing I wanted to do with Mad Max. That's the only reason I was excited to play it. Was like it's therapeutic to go around and get all the salvage, get all the camps and stuff. And it's so stupid that in order to get the plat, you've got to avoid doing all that stuff and play through the game under-leveled and underpowered because you haven't got any scrap because you're supposed to avoid doing it all to the end.
Yeah. And then there's this really...
Sorry, but it's weird that the devs want us to play it that way around.
In a way, platinum. I don't think the thought about it, honestly.
I think they should have thought about
the trophy list. Definitely. They should have thought about the whole game more. But there's also this really annoying thing that you have to do, and it pisses me off there's no benefit for it. The stockpile upgrades, there's literally, you get nothing from it, you just throw in scrap at the game. And they're expensive as shit. First one's 500, then it's 1,000, then it's 1,500. Yeah. You literally, there's no benefit from it. I was like, oh, maybe it'll increase.
Well, except it upgrades the Stronghold, but what's the benefit of that?
It's just for completionist sake, I should imagine. But it's like, I thought, oh, that's cool. It'll give me, like, they'll be able to store more scrap for me or something like that. I'll be able to, but no, don't do that at all. So, yeah.
You'd think it would naturally, you could, like, tell them instead of giving you the scrap that they naturally collect, they could stockpile it instead, and then you don't have to give your scrap to the stockpile.
Yeah. Definitely. But like fucking, I'm glad I didn't have to pay for it, so I'm glad it was on PS Plus. So I'm not too salty about the game. I just wish it was a slightly bit better. I am very salty about May's fucking PS Plus games though, because last month I bought and platted Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah,
now it's for free.
For free.
Hey. I got Rayman from it, so and that fucking mobile port game where it's like you got to swing a ball or something like that.
I don't know. I don't think I even downloaded it. I just got Rayman and Beyond Two Souls and got out of there.
It was it King Oddball or something like that? It's the one on the far right. It's a mobile port. If you don't have a trophy list, it can go fuck itself.
Yeah, Rayman is probably going to be a tough trophy, I reckon, because I remember Rayman games when I was a kid that were really tough. And there's a lot of collectibles that were challenging to get.
I think this one has some cool multiplayer aspect to it.
Yeah, this one's been remastered 1,000,001 times, but because it's apparently a really, really good Rayman game, so we'll see.
Yeah,
I've got it, so I'll probably play it. But yeah.
Speaking of Beyond Two Souls, by the way, fucking Detroit Become Human comes out this month.
Yeah, you told me that it interacts with Amazon Alexa.
Yeah, well, at least the demo does. I don't know if the whole game on release does, but...
what does it do, though? Is it like that Burger King advert that gets Google Home to Google the Burger King burger and tell you about it?
I don't know, I've not seen that advert, but basically, it's a skill you have to activate with Alexa, obviously. I think it's called CyberLink. And so like when you're playing the game, it's you know, you remember the E3 like demo they did where it was like you walking in an apartment, there's that fucking android out on the ledge with a human girl, and that's the I've not played it yet, I've downloaded. Yeah, but that's the demo, and during that when you get off the elevator, there's like immediately to your right there's a fish tank that's busted. And you can be like, Alexa, ask CyberLink about the fish or whatever, and it'll give you a little side story about the fish and whatnot. And Alexa, ask CyberLink why the androids have blue blood and all that shit. And just gives you a bunch of like backstories and stuff. And I don't know if it's for the whole, if it's going to be activated throughout the whole game, or if it's just something cool to do for demo.
That you can do it?
I don't think so. I think you just got to ask it.
Does it say like check your CyberLink for more information or something?
I don't know. Because the demo,
you would miss so much stuff not thinking to ask Alexa about the fish.
I don't know. I feel like I'd probably just ask her about a bunch of shit, like anything I could.
Does it only work with Alexa then, or can you do like?
I think it's just Alexa, and it might just be for the demo.
Seems detrimental, doesn't it?
It was a cool little thing they did. Didn't have to do it.
Yeah, I agree. They probably just wanted the free pair of socks that you get for developing a skill for Alexa.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, the game comes out on the 25th, which I think I might pre-order it. It's looking pretty good. Although it is a Quantic Dream game, and Beyond Two Souls ended up being fucking pure dog ass.
Yeah, and Heavy Rain wasn't that great.
Actually, I think Heavy Rain's underrated. It was a very fun game to play.
I think it was overrated at first. It was overhyped.
Yeah, overhyped, definitely.
And then people's disappointment is what they clung onto, and therefore it's become underrated. Like, it's still a decent game, but because you see so many like silly footage from it, it's hard to take seriously anymore.
The memes are pretty funny from it.
Yeah.
But like,
I fucking love that video where the guy's just like, he's let's playing it and he's missing every button prompt on purpose and just he's losing his shit laughing at it, just tripping over everything.
Yeah.
And that one glitch where you could just like repeatedly be like, Jason.
Well, there's the beginning of the game where you look for the kid and you can just mash that button as much as you want while you're walking around, which is annoying. The voice acting is fucking awful, but whatever. And then I think there's a glitch or something he did, like, glitched it himself or whatever, right at the end of the game, where you're trying to save your other kid, Sean. And like, I think the kid had drowned at this point, and he was just shouting Sean at the dead body, and like someone was talking to him, he was just still shouting Sean in the face. Hilarious shit. But yeah, no, it was. A lot of people used it as like a look what the PS3 can do sort of thing, and it was very pretty back in the day. And I remember playing it thinking like, it's a cool game, I'm enjoying it, but it's not as good as everyone's saying it is.
Yeah, I never got that far into it. I always got to that bit where you're under the bridge, like looking for evidence or whatever.
Yeah, when you play as Norman Jadden.
It was just so slow and just boring. And
the guy's called Norman Jadden, but the voice actor pronounces it so weird. I'm like, Norman? And he's like, Norman. Clearly it's Norman. It's gotta be, please. But yeah, I think if you pre-order Detroit Become Human, you get a free copy of Heavy Rain digitally, but I bought Beyond Two Souls and Heavy Rain as a duo pack. So if I pre-order it, do you want a code for Heavy Rain? Since you can get Beyond Two Souls now.
Yeah, sure.
There is a guide on the internet for playing it through as optimized as possible so you can get the plat quickly.
I'll probably do that.
I'm not going to play through it blind again. Like, I've already done it once. I tried doing it a second time. I was like, fuck this noise.
I already know like what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Which is part of what keeps you invested in the story, but I'm not going to be invested at all. So
if you want to plat Beyond Two Souls, I would very much advise
playing chronological order.
First playthrough your blind one.
Did I just say chronological?
Chronological, probably. Or it could have just been the fact that we both said it at the same time. PS Plus games. Speaking of games, though, do you know what's upon us almost?
Is it almost time for E3?
It's almost time for that magical time of year where you don't seem to be very much invested in anything about it. And I always try to get you to watch stuff, and you're always like, I'll give it a look, but you never do because you don't like to follow the hype.
Yeah, I don't like to follow the hype at all.
E3 in June. But you should totally do it this year, mate. First of all, right, it'd be good to talk about it on the podcast.
It was always on when I was in uni, but now I'm at work. I can't watch it at work.
No, but when you, I can send you like
Highlights and
highlights and
Well,
whatnot.
that's what you used to like live tweet me. What was going on?
I just hit the mic, not tweet, but like live message you. I probably won't be able to watch it like I used to in previous years.
Wow. Nintendo never do their E3, do they? They do Nintendo Direct.
They always do their own Nintendo Direct, but I think they are going this year.
What?
I think they're setting up some fucking what is it, Smash Bros tournament in the E3
On the new Smash Bros.
Yeah, I think so. That's what I've heard anyway. It could be rumours.
So,
but I think they are going. I think they are slotted in. But yeah, I enjoy E3. I don't follow the hype like, just blindly. If a game looks good, I'm like, oh mate, I'll remember that. And then a trailer comes out a few months after that. I'm like, okay, yeah, I remember that from E3, and it looks good and whatnot.
I think I avoid it for my own good because I know how easily I can.
Yeah, maybe
follow the hype.
But like, you didn't follow. Like, obviously, you don't follow the hype. And I was like, dude, there's so many awesome games coming like from E3, and you were like, yeah, I'm not interested. And then like, when they come out, you're like, mate, that game's sick. And I was like, you should have just fucking trusted me. Like, I don't. Did you hear
defeat in your voice saying you should just fucking?
Yeah. It's awful. Did you listen to me when I talked about fucking SpiderMan when that was showcased?
Yeah,
I knew you would.
I actually watched that.
Fucking little nerd. Anyway, I've got a list of like confirmed games that will be appearing at E3.
Okay, hit me.
I won't talk about all of them because some of them I don't give a shit about. Like Adventure Time, Pirates of Enchiridion.
I used to like Adventure Time, but I think it was like my Mythbusters thing. Like I marathoned it all too quickly and then just went completely off it. There's like 4 seasons of Mythbusters I ain't watched because I just marathoned it for so long that I just went completely off it.
I love early Mythbusters, brilliant. Yeah, apparently said Adventure Time games coming out for the Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Everything's out for the Switch now.
You just said you don't care. Why are you telling me about Adventure Time?
I'm just pointing out that everything's for the Switch now. Like, I think Fortnite.
That's a good thing.
Fortnite's coming to the Switch.
No, that's not a good thing.
Everything's getting ported to the Switch. It's the console that everything's getting ported to. Poor thing. I
wish there were more just like games that were being built for Switch at the time that they were being developed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, Anthem. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That's confirmed to be there. A new Battlefield game. Don't give a shit about that.
No.
This one was... I was surprised to see this on the list. I didn't even know anything about it, and I was surprised. The Division 2. After how Division 1 flopped, I didn't think they'd ever touch that again.
I've heard a lot of people saying that it's kind of like us when Destiny 2 kept coming out. We were like, oh, we'll give it another chance.
All right, okay. Fair enough. The Last of Us Part 2, definitely going to be there.
Oh,
obviously. I can't wait.
I won't say obviously, mate. Like, Naughty Dog are fucking amazing at keeping the hype down, mate.
Yeah. But, like, I suspect it'll be out next year. Back end of the year, maybe, if it does come out. Could be middle.
Naughty Dog games are games that I'm just happy to wait for.
Yeah.
Like sometimes when a game announces it's been delayed, you're just like, oh fuck. But when Naughty Dog are like, oh, we're delaying this game,
and you're like yes.
Oh, it's gonna be so good,
getting better. But yeah, Last of Us Part 2 is confirmed to be going to be there. This next one, mate, I think you're going to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Serious Sam 4 is confirmed.
Oh, I've seen it, mate. I've seen it. It's like fucking open world. It looks amazing.
I've not seen anything about it, mate, but I remember us playing Serious Sam back in.
Oh, we are totally going to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, we'll have like fucking yes.
It's going to be beautiful. These are a list of rumoured games. Oh, also Smash Bros is confirmed to be at E3 then.
Yeah,
it's on the list. List of rumoured games below for Xbox One and PC. No idea what that is. Borderlands 3. You might be interested in that.
Borderlands 3? Was there not already a Borderlands 3? I'm not interested because I paid like 50 quid for that fucking one on the moon and it was absolutely shite. It was like DLC. It was so much smaller than Borderlands 2. I was like, what the fuck was the point in that?
Fair enough. I'm not a fan of Borderlands 3. Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which I heard is not going to have any story to it. And it's
just going to be multiplayer.
It's just multiplayer. And it's going to have a Battle Royale.
Probably.
A Battle Royale version. And I was like, fuck off, man. I'm so sick of Battle Royale. I've not even played a Battle Royale game.
Yeah.
Sick of saying Battle Royale. Crackdown 3. fucking that's been
Is that not Xbox One only though?
Yeah, but the point is, right, it's been at every E3 for the last 5 years or something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they announced it as though it was going to be a launch title for Xbox One.
Yeah, they did. And I think like they were all like, oh, next year, and then it was like, oh, it's still in development next year, and it's like, oh, when's it coming out?
Like,
I don't know. I think they made some really grand claims and promises. Like it's supposed to be using the Xbox One's fucking cloud thing to simulate all the destructive environments. Basically, everyone's console is going to be hooked up to the cloud, and the cloud's going to simulate it.
And what happens if you're offline?
Exactly,
you can't destroy anything.
So I think
silly.
They've like had to redevelop it from the ground up without that technology or something.
Mm-hmm.
This next one, I'm really excited for some reason, even though I've never played. It's Cyberpunk 2077. It's based off a tabletop game.
I saw some concept artwork for it on Reddit like half an hour ago, and it looks really cool. I wasn't really excited about it. Like, I've seen it for a long time. It's been around for years at various E3s and stuff. But every time it seemed like it was just a bit like that Sucker Punch film.
Right.
It seemed like it was just going to... I don't know. I can't describe, but just looking at it, I feel like it's going to fall flat.
Well, it's made by CD Projekt Red, isn't it? Who made Witcher. Yeah. So, people are going to fucking flock to it like, flies on shit. Yeah. But the thing that... I saw the trailer, the CGI trailer thing fucking years ago at E3.
Yeah.
And then we never heard anything about it ever again.
Mm-hmm.
And then recently, like before obviously all this list came out, they announced on the Cyberpunk Twitter, like something like saying they're coming, expect us soon or something stupid like that. So I'm excited if that is at E3.
Okay.
Because it looked like a fun game just based off that one trailer, and I like the fact that nothing's been revealed about it since then. So
it looked visually impressive at the time. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe if I watched it now, I wouldn't agree, but
maybe.
I feel like it's very, very hard, especially on in the media of video games, to get that overly sci-fi feel to feel as amazing as it does in certain movies. And I think I'm just apprehensive about whether or not they're going to pull it off, or if it's just going to be grotesque.
Are you a fan of like cyberpunk stuff?
No. Why?
I was wondering because it's a very nice. I think it's a nice style. Like everything's set in the future, but it's got a really dirty, grungy vibe to it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
like in fucking Blade Runner.
Mm-hmm.
Good movie. Days Gone, apparently rumored to be E3. I'm pretty sure last E3 there was a rumor going around that it'd be released this year, but I don't think it is. But I know you're not looking forward to that game, but I am at least.
I've said this a million times on the podcast, but I'm just
over the whole survivor zombie thing.
Survival and zombie are two things that I'm not that fussed about anymore.
I'm not like super stoked about anything that's survivor element or zombie elements or anything like that, but I'm still interested enough for it to be a game I'm looking out for.
Well, let's hope they've transformed it a lot from what it was meant to be, because what it was meant to be looked a lot like what we were getting for like 3 years straight.
Yeah, I don't think it's supposed to be like any survival elements. Like I think there'll be some scavenging, some like kind of like what there was in The Last of Us. Like you did have to scavenge in Last of Us, but it wasn't like proper die-hard simulation shit. Death Stranding's rumored to be there again, which I hope so, because I want to know more about that.
You won't learn anything more about that. You won't understand a thing about it till the game comes out. Until you've platted the game, you won't understand anything about it.
I didn't mean like I want to know more about it. I
just want to see more.
I want more of the enigma to not be unwrapped, but like just pile on some more enigma sauce, please.
You want to zoom out on the enigma?
Yeah, I want more of the puzzle to destroy my brain over. The Final Fantasy VII remake, which has been not every E3, but they announced it like 5 years ago, and there's no closer to releasing the remake of it.
That's another case of where I'm glad I'm taking the time, because there's two things here. Either they make it too like the original, and it just won't it won't have aged well, or they make it too unlike the original, and it might as well just be a separate game with different characters.
Well, I think
I hope they've taken the time to make sure they've got a perfect blend
Well, I think they're doing it from the ground up.
Classic.
So
Yeah, they are. Yeah, that's that.
So it'll have all modern visuals, modern.
We've seen, haven't we? It looks phenomenal.
And I think the even getting rid of the old turn-based combat. I think it's going to be a real-time combat.
Well, Final Fantasy 15 had really good real-time combat, and a lot of people can agree on that. So,
I also read that, I don't know if it's a rumor or not, but they're adding extra things into it that weren't in the original.
Oh, cool.
I don't know what it was. There's probably some stuff there.
More golden chocobos.
Ghosts of Tsushima.
Oh yeah, remember that one?
Yeah, made by Sucker Punch, I think.
I meant the film earlier.
Yeah,
not that. Yeah,
I know. I just thought it was a crazy coincidence. Which they obviously did Infamous. I think it's the same studio. I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
They had that really, really awkward E3 conference a while back when they announced fucking Infamous Second Son, where the creative fucking director guy got on stage and he was like, I've been tear gassed, and there was like a fucking awkward as shit, like 5 second silence afterwards.
What?
Do you not remember?
No.
He was talking about revolutions and, you know, oppressive governments and whatnot.
Oh, right, okay.
And it was just so awkward. It was like, oh man, I felt for that guy.
Wasn't last year's E3 like one of the most cringy E3s?
Oh yeah,
and there were just lots of
there was a lot of cringy moments.
Some more cringe montages from
YouTuber Jesse Wellens. Is his name?
Yeah, poor guy. Poor guy.
Yeah, poor guy. I like him. He's a cool guy. It's such a fucking awful thing that happened to him though.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even his fault, was it? It just,
no. I don't know.
They didn't prepare him at all.
I don't know why they have this thing about YouTubers doing these conferences.
They call them influencers, don't they?
Yeah, because they got what's her fucking name? She did cooking videos. She's been on Rhett and Link a few times. Hannah Hart. They got her to do the Last of Us thing, and it's like. She immediately prefaced the whole thing was like, I don't play games. She's like, well, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But I've played Last of Us and it's amazing. It's all like that.
Everyone agrees it's amazing. Like, we don't need some stranger to the world.
But like, even still, if I didn't play games and she said I've never played games, but Last of Us is amazing, I'd be like, how can I trust your word when you never played a game? You can't relate, like compare it to anything else.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's a really good point actually, because it could have been her. She could have thought it was amazing just because it's her first experience with video.
Exactly. It just doesn't give her words any weight when she said that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like she might have played another game.
I can see what they were trying to do, but it just didn't.
Yeah, well, they wanted
come across that way.
You know, the youngsters will be like familiar with whatever. But like, she might have played a game since then and thought, you know what, this is so much better than. Well, she played Uncharted 4 and she's like, this is better than Last of Us, and not realise it's made by the same fucking company because she's not immersed in the gaming world.
Yeah.
Whatever. Kingdom Hearts 3.
It can do what it wants. It looks kind of. I saw the gameplay thing.
Yeah.
The reveal. It looks kind of cool, man.
I'm not even gonna,
but I don't know.
You know, give my piece or like say my piece over it, even though you know, like I'm not a fan of it and stuff. Because I know that there's loads of people out there that are actually gonna love it no matter what. So I'm not even gonna try and make arguments for it or against it and stuff. I
think it's just a little bit too cringy, and that might be enough to put me off the third one.
Maybe. But I know people are gonna love it no matter how it turns out. Kirby for the Nintendo Switch. That's a Rumoured game.
I thought that's already come out.
I don't know.
Yeah, a new one came out, which I want to get because it's got 4-player multiplayer. And me, you, and
Does it have like a subtitle or something? Kirby something?
I don't know.
This might be like a full-on like Kirby original sort of game.
Oh, maybe. I don't know, but we definitely need to get it.
Yeah.
Because it would be a really cool game for me, you and Candice to play together.
Life is Strange 2.
What?
Life is Strange 2, yeah. I assume it's not.
I thought they were working on something completely different now.
I don't know. But apparently
I heard
it is rumoured, so like don't take a pinch of salt.
A new concept, and I remember reading about it, but I can't remember what it was, so I'm completely useless in that field. But
Metro Exodus as well, that's rumoured to be there.
Oh, is that like stick my filters out them?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I can't really say whether I'm excited for it or not, because
I liked whatever that one was called that we played.
Yeah, Metro 2033 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't say anything about Exodus because what they showed us was a fucking CGI fucking gameplay thing. Like they set it up as if it was actual gameplay, but it wasn't. Yeah. So who knows if that's actually representative of what the gameplay is going to be like. But I know this next one you'll probably be excited for. These next two, actually. One I'm kind of excited for them as well because I've never played them. But now I've got a Switch, I'm excited to experience them. Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, boy.
I respect the Metroid series, even though I've never really played any
It just
long
has
enough.
such a unique aesthetic.
Yeah.
And
Also,
like the music is a really unique thing.
Mad respect for making the protagonist female.
Way back then.
Way back then.
Although the reward for completing the game was seeing her nude. Well, not nude, but
Like in
less clothed.
in a leotard or something.
Yeah.
And new Pokemon.
All right. Yeah, I hope it's on Switch.
It is on Switch. Says here, Nintendo Switch.
Well, that's rumored. So.
Sure.
Well, no, they've said that it's going to be on Switch, so I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, like I've played a few, but not like enough to get into it. Like a few hours, I'd say, collectively.
Because it's such a huge thing now that there's not really anywhere for you to dive in.
Yeah.
But if they're moving on to a new console, I think that's the perfect jumping in point.
Well, I'll play it, so definitely looking forward to that, even though I'm not a fan of either of the two. Yeah, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 3 is rumoured to be there, but who cares? Project Octopath Traveler. No idea what that is for, it's the Switch. This next
I've
one.
heard good things about that.
This next one I'm fucking stoked for. Shenmue 3, bitch.
Yeah.
That's rumoured to be there.
Oh, I hope it is.
Yes.
I bet they have this little piddly little booth, though.
It was supposed to come out this year. I don't know if it still is scheduled to come out.
That's another one of those where if it takes longer, that's fine.
Yeah, definitely. But also the remasters for the first two, I think they're supposed to be coming out this year.
I bet Spyro will be there. Did you say that?
Spyro
wasn't on the list, was it? No. It will be.
Spider-Man, obviously.
Why is that rumoured?
I don't know. It's coming out this year. It doesn't matter if it's there or not, so whatever. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is coming out this year, I believe in the same month as Spider-Man, so it doesn't matter if that's there or not. A new WWE game, but I don't play those.
Wow.
20K19. I hate that they do that. And then a Yoshi game.
Yoshi.
For Switch.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty
Full of news and rumours. This is from an IGN article, by the way, if you want to check it out later.
Yeah.
EA announced they'd have a new EA Sports games, The Sims 4 and its mobile games at this year's EA Play, as well as an inside look at Anthem and the next Battlefield. So, I don't give a shit. EA can... Every now and then they'll do something really cool, and I'm like, oh, wow, maybe they're changing, but then they'll just revert back to the normal shit. Like, they still churn out the crap on the side while also doing, promising shit.
Well,
like A Way Out.
Yeah, I was going to say A Way Out. They actually didn't fuck us at all.
That was
did they?
really cool that they let us.
It was even reasonably priced at release.
And they let one person buy it and the other friend play it with them for free, which is dope. But then at the same time, they're still releasing FIFA and other shit like that and churning out other crap and trying to re-add fucking microtransactions to Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Devil May Cry director Hideaki Itsuno could reveal his next game at E3. Fucking hell. But yeah, so
Devil May Cry 2.
Apparently he tweeted that the development of the new project is now under climax, indicating that his team will have something to reveal soon. Rumours suggest this will be a new Devil May Cry.
Yeah, I thought so.
If it's the guy who made the original 3, though, then that could be cool.
Isn't that the guy that made the edgy-ass fucking awful remake?
No, Ninja Theory did the...
Yeah.
I don't know if he was involved. There was a tweet on Prey's Twitter that hints at potential Prey DLC, but I've not played Prey, so... Fuck it.
Prey?
Yeah, it was a game that came out a long time ago, and it had quite a decent following. A lot of people were really excited about it and stuff like that. And then I think they said they were going to make a new one, and then it never happened. And then eventually they did.
Wasn't there 3 of them?
I think so, or something like that.
Because I seem to remember some box art that was Prey, but the E was a 3.
Yeah, I think so. And I think then they were like, "Oh, the next one, look out for the next one," but then it never came out. And then they released, they released this, and I don't think it did quite well. I don't think a lot of people liked it. But Splatoon 2 will also be playable at Nintendo's E3 showcase. It's not clear whether they'll show off new DLC.
Probably the Octolings. Unless that's out. Is it out now?
I don't know.
Okay.
CD Projekt Red will have some sort of RPG at E3 as revealed on the E3 2018 website, and it wasn't specifically listed as Cyberpunk 2077, so it could be another game. Remedy may be showing their next game, Project 7 at E3. Cool. And Capcom has an action-adventure game listed for Nintendo Switch. It also has one tagged for PC, Windows, and Xbox One.
Action-adventure by Capcom. Could it be like Dragon Quest?
I don't know.
Is that Capcom?
I don't know. And obviously, the confirmed
Mega Man.
Conferences are EA, Microsoft, Bethesda, Ubisoft, Nintendo, and Sony. I always like the Sony ones.
Yeah, we have a friend that, for some reason, always bitches whenever Sony announces something. It's like, what?
Yeah, I don't know. I just like that. Do you remember that one E3 where Microsoft had I think they had a car on stage or something like that, or like loads of dancers, they're all like, Xbox One, and then look at all these games, and it was like, and then it was like, fucking, look at these, you can watch TV through it and all that shit, and then Sony was all like, yo, this is the PS4, look at all these games, thanks, bye.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow.
Yeah.
Plus, Sony have just been killing it this year and last year, man, with all the exclusives. In fact, they've been killing it since PlayStation 4 was launched.
I agree.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to E3, and I'm gonna pester you with it. So don't be a dick and be all like, nah.
I'll check some of it out. Probably mostly the Nintendo stuff and Sony stuff.
Yeah, I want to check out the Nintendo stuff because they've not been at E3 for a long time, have they?
Yeah,
I think it was a smart move for them as well, because a lot of people weren't interested in like the Wii U and whatnot, and obviously if they'd held a few E3s, it'd just be wasted money. Which is why they did their own thing.
Yeah.
But I think now that the Switch is so successful, people are enjoying it, and there's like a lot of games for it now that aren't just Nintendo-owned games. They're all third-party shit. I think there'll be more people interested in hearing what they've got to say now at E3.
Yeah.
Especially since they've got fucking Smash Bros. Just ready to be
definitely
popped out. So yeah, a lot of people are going to be there just for Smash Bros.
Definitely.
And I'm going to watch it for that because I've not followed the hype of a Smash Bros. Game, which I'm sure we've said before on the podcast. So I'm looking forward to following the hype for that.
Yeah, well, it's one of the most fun games to follow the hype for because, like, we definitely said it on the podcast before. Yeah. But there's this, like, journey of who are they going to announce next, and it's almost the same thing that you get from playing the story mode in the actual game, in which like you'll get to a certain point and it'll say a challenger is approaching, and then you'll get like a silhouette of them and you'll be like, who's that Pokemon?
Yeah.
It's sort of like that but in real life.
What I'm looking forward to is many years from now, after it's been released, the fucking cringy as shit smut fanfic that people write about it.
How long do we have left for this episode?
About 15 minutes.
Cool. I've got a couple of films I want to talk about.
Yeah, I was going to hand the reins over to you anyway because I've been talking about E3 for a while.
These two films, you may want to bail because for one of them I'm going to talk spoilers. For the other one, I'm not going to talk spoilers because Ash hasn't seen it yet, and also Thanos demanded my silence. So,
okay.
So as I said a couple of podcasts ago, I had plans to go and see Infinity War, which I've now done.
Yep.
Prior to seeing that, I wanted to make sure I'm all caught up, as I still hadn't seen Black Panther yet. So me and my girlfriend watched that. So I'm going to talk about Black Panther. I'm not going to be too careful with spoilers, but also I'm not going to go out my way to spoil things. And I'm going to be very careful with Infinity War, so as to not spoil anything yet.
Yeah, for obvious reasons. It's still very fresh, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So
bail now if you haven't already.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'll start with Black Panther. My opinion was that it sucked. I got so bored watching it that I got up and started working out while watching it, just because I needed something else to do.
Wow. You actually worked out.
Well, I do that every day, but
no, I mean, like,
I usually whinge and moan about having to do it.
You chose to work out over relaxing and being, like fucking vegging out and shit.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you say that because I can never trust you or your family when it comes to Marvel movies. Because whenever because you always watching before me, and I'm like, yo, so is it any good? You're like, oh man, it was fucking amazing.
I don't think I'm ever like that.
I don't know. I still have a bit of distrust towards what you say about it.
Phenomenal. Because lately, I feel like with Marvel films, unless it's something new, like Thor Ragnarok or Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm just really tired of like the old.
Yeah.
Every time I see like Captain America or Nick Fury, I'm just like, oh, it's so dry and grey. Compared to
getting really bored with superhero stuff, which everyone knows by now. Because every time we talk about a fucking superhero movie, it's the first thing I say is like, no, I'm getting bored. Can we just not?
Yeah, well, you've got your point across, so try not to cut me off telling me how much you hate superheroes now.
But anyway, as I was saying,
you hate superheroes.
No, it is interesting that you say that, because you normally do like them, but for you to say that you don't like it, it must be a bad movie. So
I just
because I've heard everyone say they loved it, and then for you to say that,
because a couple of podcasts ago I said, I've heard from people who share the same opinions as us about movies that it's actually a good film.
Mm-hmm.
But I just couldn't get into it. Like, some of the characters are cool, fair enough, but I don't know.
I've not seen it yet anyway. Like, I don't know.
The best thing about it was
credits.
Andy Serkis.
Oh, is he in it?
Yeah, he's Claw in it. You remember Ultron ripped his hand off?
Oh, yeah.
So he's the main... Well, it starts off with him as the main villain. I
got confused then, because like I've only seen Avengers 2 once. It's a bad movie.
Yeah. He's so good in this film. Like, he's a really good villain. He's really lovable, and he's just a brilliant actor in general.
Oh, I fucking love Serkis.
And it was really cool seeing him. I know he's done it before, but it was really cool seeing him fill a role that wasn't entirely CG.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't CG, except from his hand, but it's just so good. And I wonder if he's helped out on mocap stuff.
I don't know. I had
in
a really...
all the Marvel films, like if he's just been a mocap advisor or something.
Maybe he does have his own mocap studio and that.
Yeah, exactly.
But I just had a really funny thought of him, like with his character losing his hand. He's all like, "Dudes, I'll do the motion capture for my own hand." And then he's just they're on the screen looking. He's like, "Whoa, it looks like my actual hand." And it's like, "Andy, it is your hand." So yeah.
Yeah. So Wakanda is hidden away.
Mm-hmm.
With for whatever reason they've chosen to hide it away, because the way we've survived is by staying out of other people's business, or whatever is the theme of the story.
Contrary to how humanity has actually progressed, but yes, go on.
Yeah. But on the news, like when they mention Wakanda and say the king of Wakanda has died because he died in Civil War, they say Wakanda is the poorest country, and then they show footage of poor people pottering about and shit. And it's like, these poor villages are right on the border of Wakanda. So, well, not on the border of Wakanda, but on the border of the main, like, super technology fucking capital that they've got. So,
okay.
Have they asked those people, can you just live poor, just so in case anyone comes around and
how's no one like... I should imagine there's some pseudo-technological fucking excuse for no one being able to fly a drone over and see it. Yeah.
It's got this dome shield around it, which projects an illusion of what's underneath.
But no one saw anyone build this before it was activated, so...
Well, their technology was around before anybody else's.
Oh, okay.
Sort of thing. Okay. But just because they have vibranium, which doesn't make that much sense. Like, where does their economy come from? If they keep it all to themselves and don't sell it to anyone, where'd they get the money from?
Yeah, good point. Also, like, I distinctly remember in the Captain America movie, there was the king of fucking Wakanda in a board meeting, so they must be a part of the world.
No, yeah, they are. But they pretend they're poor. They pretend that
Okay, my question is though,
they
why
have
would
no technology.
why would the fucking the board meeting was for some sort of like peace around the world
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Why would they invite some poor king from a shitty tribe that, to them it'd be a shit tribe, to become and like be a major voice on the council thing or whatever it was?
Plot progression.
I don't know.
There's a really ridiculous scene in it, which me and Candice just like uber cringed. You know, where your neck disappears and you fall behind the couch cushion.
Yeah, like your head's trying to move away and you're trying to fight your neck. Like,
So there's this tribe of Wakandans led by a man called M'Baku.
Okay.
And Martin Freeman, arguably the whitest person they could possibly have put into a role in the film, tries to talk to M'Baku, and him and his tribesmen start barking at him like dogs.
Okay.
They cut him off completely by barking at him. And it's supposed to be this like alpha macho thing, but it's so beta. It's like so cringy to see these grown men like barking like dogs at Martin Freeman. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. That feels like it could be slightly racist. Like, oh, let's have a tribe of black people who bark. You know, like, can't we just let them use words?
Yeah. That's all I really had to say about Black Panther, so I'll move on to my thoughts about Avengers Infinity War. Obviously, I can't really say much about it, and I'll wait until you have seen it, by which point it'll probably be safe because it'll be out on Blu-ray or something.
By the time I see it, there'll probably be the new Avengers about to come out.
Yeah, so we'll talk about it properly then when you've seen it, and to be honest, you'll probably see it at mine. Like, I'll probably be the one that gets you to watch it.
Okay.
Just because I'm keen to talk about some of the things that happened.
All right.
Because it is really an enigma of a film. It has some really incredible stuff in it.
Yeah.
Guardians are in it. I fucking love that.
That's the only thing I'd be excited about is like all of these different superheroes from their respective movies coming together.
It actually is. Like, I thought it'd be such a fucking obvious cash cow sort of thing, but it really is better than I could have expected.
Is it handled well, or is it like just straight up fan service sort of shit?
No, it's really, really handled well. Like, I felt like the fan service was really at a minimum, especially like within the first 10 minutes of the film. I was like, okay, now this is going to be a really good one. I really only care nowadays about Thor, Spider-Man, and the Guardians.
Yeah.
Like, even Iron Man, who used to be like my ultimate favourite.
You're just bored with it.
I'm just, it's a bit tired and drawn out. Like, I have respect for the character that they've developed, but it is just a bit old now.
I'm bored with Iron Man as well, and I think it's because he's not like every other superhero that sticks to their own movie. He's in everyone's movie.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, now calm down.
I do like him in Spider-Man, and I think putting him in Spider-Man was one of the better decisions they've ever made on a Marvel film, because he like, the reason Spider-Man is one of my favourite superheroes is how human and how real he is. How he deals with superhuman problems like fucking space tyrants from light years away.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, dealing with girlfriend problems, paying the rent, doing his own work sort of thing.
Or just some dude with big metal wings on his back.
Vulture. Vulture. But at the same time, it's dealing with these like normal human problems that people like Captain America don't even fucking think about. And then Tony comes in and he's this father figure. He is Uncle Ben, and Peter is really focused on
trying to
impressing him and not letting him down, and proving himself. And that's really one of the most incredible things about the new Spider-Man that they've put together.
I think what I like about Spider-Man is that it's so very obvious that Spider-Man isn't his main like persona. Peter Parker is.
Yeah.
And they understand that there's a balance between the two. And he's not just some dude who got lucky and can shot web. He's like also really intelligent.
Yeah.
And I liked in this iteration of Spider-Man that he crafted his own web slinger shit instead of it just being like coming out of a little hole in his wrist or whatever it was in the Tobey Maguire ones. But yeah, carry on.
I forgot what I was saying. There was a reason why I went off onto why Spider-Man is.
We're talking about Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah, I know. Something about Tony. Yeah, I was bored of Tony.
Yeah.
And I only really care about Thor and Spider-Man and the Guardians, and everyone else is getting old, etc., etc. They split the film up in the best way possible. All the characters I do like, all the characters I'm interested in, all the characters I want to follow, all the characters I wanted to see together are together.
Right.
And all the characters I couldn't give less of a shit about are also together. So I just knew when to like switch off watching the film and be like, oh, I don't care about this.
Okay. Like the B team, let's just
exactly.
power down.
And Thanos. Oh my god, Thanos is such a great villain, mate. I swear you're going to really enjoy how they've portrayed
the acting
him.
Good for Thanos? Like,
yeah, the acting's good. Also, just the way he's written, he's a really intelligently put together villain. He's not just I'm evil, there's something mentally wrong with me sort of villain. He's got real motives, he's got proper ideals, and he's got a reason for those ideals, and there's minimal monologuing, but it's not to the point that he doesn't monologue because he's such a badass he doesn't want to talk about it sort of thing.
Yeah.
He's just really well written, and it's rare that you see a villain so well written.
Is his motive that he just really wants to have a nice glove?
Yeah, actually.
Nice. I can get behind fashion. It's like, but guys, come on, look at there's like one piece missing, man. Come on, look at the glove.
It's just, man. If I could slip it into my PS4 now and we could watch it tonight, I would, because there's just so much that needs to be said about it, and you're my go-to guy when I need to talk about films.
Yeah.
And I've said this a few times. Like I said it with Ragnarok, and I said it with Guardians. This is one of the films where they did things right. Like, where they addressed problems that you and many other people who are sick of superhero films, and they did things the right way. They addressed it properly, and they patched holes. And it was the same with Spider-Man Homecoming. I
don't know. I do want to watch it just so that you can talk to me about it, but then I'm also like, I'm still not that interested in it. But
and I know why, and I get why you won't believe me when I tell you it's a really good film.
Yeah.
But
see, I was talking to your sister about it as well, and I cannot believe a word she says when it comes to Marvel.
No, I wouldn't either. If she told me any film was good, I would be incredibly skeptical to the point of having seen it.
Yeah. But I don't know. I might see if I can rope my dad into going to see it with me, because my mum will come watch it with us because she didn't like that sort of movie. But I like to treat my dad from now and then, every now and then, because he deserves it. Yeah. So while mum's at, because she works nights now, I don't know if you noticed, if I told you.
No, I don't think you did.
But yeah, she works 12-hour shifts from like 8 p.m. to 8 a.m.
Right.
So I think I might try and persuade him.
I bet that's annoying. Do you have to be quiet in the house all the time?
Yes.
Do you play with headphones on?
Yes. God forbid I make any small noise, mate. I'll go out for a smoke, I'll come in, and the wind will blow the door shut. Out of my control, and my dad's like, what the fuck do you think you're playing at? And I'm like, oh, come on, shut up. But anyway, I'm going to try to see if I can persuade my dad into, like, when he drops my mum off at work, comes back home, and we immediately just go out and watch Infinity War
I think
movie or something.
I think you definitely should.
Like, treat him to it, But yeah, I don't know. Like, I do want to watch it, just not right this second.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
There's like other movies I'd much rather watch. Other things I'd rather watch. Like, I can't wait for Stranger Things Season 2, but it's not even coming out this year. Oh my God. They've just started filming.
I'm not going to lie and say that it's a perfect film. There are definite flaws in it, and there were things, like with all superhero films, there's things I'll pick at and I'll be like, why did that happen? And like, oh, they could have done this better, and that doesn't make too much sense. And I'll pick at it like I'll pick at any other film, but I just do think it's really good. And the bits I was interested in were sort of.
Yeah.
I've completely lost what I was trying to say. But you know how the first Avengers, people used to say it was Iron Man 4.
Yeah.
This one's a kind of Thor 4.
I'd argue that Avengers 2 was another Iron Man movie as well.
Iron Man takes a pretty pivotal role because he is the leader of the Avengers.
Yeah.
But they don't focus on that too much, and I'd say they focus a lot more on Thor.
All right.
There's good reason for that, and I don't know how much I can really say about that, but I'm really glad they did that because I've come to really like the character that Thor has turned into, going from the first Thor where he was just this, lovable idiot that threw mugs on the floor when he wanted another coffee.
Yeah.
To this really sort of almost relatable god of a character.
I feel like it took him a few movies to realise how to write Thor properly.
Yeah. And they've nailed it.
Because the first movie I didn't like at all. Forced humour, and the villain wasn't really there. There was like a big metal thing that spat fire, I think.
Well, the villain was just low-key.
Yeah.
So.
But they didn't have like a big hero versus villain fight, did there? I know it's a long time since I watched that.
Yeah.
And then the second one was boring.
Yeah, there was a lot of boring bits in it.
With the Dark Elves and that.
Yeah. Which could have been so much cooler.
Yeah.
If it was anything like what Guardians did with the Kree.
Yeah.
That would have been way cooler.
But then fucking Ragnarok, mate. I watched that because I heard good things about it, and from the trailer I was like, mate, this looks like they're going in a different direction.
Yeah,
like almost
definitely influenced by Guardians.
Yeah, exactly. And so I watched it, and I fucking enjoyed it. I liked all of Hulk's scenes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh my god, like when they're talking about the fire, and he's all like, oh, what does he say? Like, you like ice or something like that, and I like fire. And he's like, I think I like fire as well, big guy. And he's all like, yeah, but Hulk likes smoldering fire.
Yeah.
I loved it. I also liked right at the end when they're fighting Asgard, and that big thing shows up, and Hulk just fucking leaps in and starts smashing his face. And he's all like, no, Hulk, don't smash. And he's like, but
what do you mean that big thing?
Sir.
Yeah, sir. Obviously, sir.
Well, I didn't want to. I don't know. Fuck it. Spoilers. We're talking about spoilers, so yeah, I don't know. I tried to avoid spoilers. So yeah, Sir shows up. He jumps. He fucking pounces. And he's like, "This is a time not to smash" or something. And he's like, "Aww."
We talked about mythology of Norse in the last episode.
Yeah,
and two of Loki's children were in that film, Hela and her wolf Fenrir.
Yeah,
they didn't put a little sneaky Jormungandr in there or anything.
Not that I remember.
No.
I don't remember. It might have been like a sneaky thing off to the side or whatever.
Maybe.
But
or just a reference to like some of her weaponry or something. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I really liked Hela in that. She was
really cool.
Mighty fine, if I do say so myself. But yeah, we're on like fucking hour and like a minute. So
well, yeah, I put my phone away ages ago. I've run out of notes. So
well, let's fucking wrap it up then.
Thanks for listening. We really appreciate it. I'm sorry if I accidentally spoiled anything. But
well, no, right.
I gave you fair warning.
We did give you fair warning. If something's spoiled, it's on you.
Yeah. So thanks for listening, and follow us on Twitter at UT2cast for anything and everything that we could possibly have to post on there. And we'll see you next week.
So does Captain America suck Bucky's dick in this one as well?
Yeah.
Ugh.